Africa, the leader of Uganda's National Unity Platform, Robert Kyagulanyi, better known as Bobi Wine, has withdrawn the petition he filed in the Supreme Court challenging President Museveni's victory in the January 14 general election. Bobi Wine's presidential poll petition withdrawal comes a day after President Museveni, the Electoral Commission, and the Attorney General filed their 185 affidavits in response to the 53 grounds that NUP's legal team had raised to prove that the election was rigged. I'm now being joined from Kampala, the Ugandan capital, by Nelson Kapo, a journalist. He shares his thoughts on this latest decision by the opposition leader. Good to have you join me, Nelson, since after the election we spoke. Now many believed from the onset that the elections in your country, Uganda, were a mere sham and a choreography. Seeing the dimensions the Electoral Tribunal has taken, would you say that is the case?
Well, thank you very much. The elections happened, and from a general perspective, from a different observers and the likes, the elections were generally free and fair. Bobi Wine won in Central. That was a huge win. He swept the entire Central, and many people from his party were voted. Over 60 members of parliament came through the opposition. So it would be quite unfair to judge it like the elections were a sham and they didn't reflect the results of the people. Of course, the NRM lost very much ground, and so did the NUP gain. So I would assume it was a fairly balanced kind of election where every party reaped what they had sown.
Well, did you see this coming, Bobi Wine's withdrawal at the end of the day?
Yes, I had earlier actually discussed it right here. I said Bobi Wine is most likely going to withdraw if he does not withdraw the petition. Then he most likely move a petition. The arguments earlier, he did not have a number of grounds. He did not have a case, because we read through the case when it was brought to court, and then there was a lot of things lacking. In fact, even the defense lawyer said, we don't see anything we need to put up here. And when he started amending and coming back and saying, no, we forgot this, there was a general lack of unseriousness from his side. I don't know whether it was predetermined or he was actually pushed there because of the government incarceration. They incarcerated him for about 10 days. So it may have affected his case. But from a general perspective, there was a general dragging from his side. There was something that was not clear.
Now, looking at this withdrawal, what does this mean for opposition in future elections?
Well, first of all, the withdrawal is not yet confirmed, because he has to write to the court officially by hand and say, I am withdrawing. And then the court should decide whether they accept his withdrawal or not. They may decide to continue with the case. Where it is not yet clear. So it is incumbent on the court to decide and say, it is okay, we accept the withdrawal. However, from where he stands right now, he has to pay damages. He has to pay the other side and say, for the wasting of the time, here is the case. We would have wanted this proceed for the opposition's sake, because there are a number of grounds that can be raised in this case that can predetermine. They set a precedence. But the precedent that he has set a very not so good precedent, because we expect now in future people may not look at court as the form of redress. Everybody will say, no, I think it is a waste of time anymore. So,
okay,
in this case,
you've been covering. Sorry to butt in there. You've been covering elections in your country at the moment. Bobi Wine is still a senator in your country. What does this speak of his political future?
He will have to rely specifically on the people he's sending there, which is a very hard thing here in the country, because whenever you're in the opposition, you pray. The government comes after you, the NRM comes after you, they buy you out, they give you a few things, and then you do not have a voice anymore. Because what happens tomorrow if 7 of his members of parliament are made ministers? Will they turn it down? No. If 10 of them are given money to change over? No. He has a completely new team that have not been in parliament. They don't know the rules of the game. So it is possible that they are going to play second fiddle and they will not really put up a stiff opposition as has been before. So Bobi Wine actually needed to be in parliament because now he won't be in parliament anymore. He needed to be in parliament so he can give them guidance. But now it looks like he will have to rely from the outside, which I think is going to be a hard thing. We expect a really long political year.
Nelson Campbell, before you go, quickly tell us what you think will be happening in the course of this administration. Do you see some members of the opposition, especially in parliament, crossing the carpet over to the ruling party?
That is very much expected because some of them ideally were not even in the opposition party then. Most of them crossed over. They were milk-cart politicians. We call them milk-cart politicians. They realized that Bobi Wine came with the wind and they said, oh, it is actually better if I cross this way and I go back to parliament. So it is possible they will realign their allegiance while they go back to parliament and change overnight. So I do expect a number of crossing overs for the time being.
Nelson Campbell, many thanks for unpacking this for us.
You're welcome.